So just to start off, um, basically, as a journalism senior, you have to pick an issue or a person or an organization or something that is making a difference, kind of, and you create a whole website and a feature story about whatever you choose, a bunch of photos, videos, data sets, stuff like that. And so I chose Disabled Outdoorsman just because I had Weston on Instagram and kind of had seen some stuff. I sat down with him and we got to talking for a little bit. And your name came up since you were one of the first people he brought down, and he gave me your contact info. So today, basically, I just want to kind of hear from you about what your journey has been like before Disabled Outdoorsman, how the trip was, kind of what your expectations were for the trip, and how it all got started for you. So first, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you say your name and spell it, just so we get everything right technically.
Sure.
And then you can just start talking about who you are, your background, and then maybe how you found out about Disabled Outdoorsman and go into it like that, okay?
Sure.
All right, sounds good. So go ahead and say your name and spell it.
Sure. It is Sidney Smith, Sidney. Smith, Smith.
Okay.
And I guess to start off, it's kind of known Weston actually kind of before Disabled Outdoorsman is where it is now. It was just kind of an idea that he wanted to do to feature people in the outdoors that are maybe have an impairment or a disability but are still trying to make it out there. And for me, he found me through social media. I'm a 35-year-old man with 4 kids in Utah. I guess my impairment is I'm missing both my limbs below the knee, so I'm considered a double amputee. And I love the outdoors. I lost my legs about 3 years ago to a disease called Charcot-Marie-Tooth. It's a muscular dystrophy. And before then, I always loved the outdoors and with prosthetics and hard work and had the desire still to hunt and fish and do different things. I was able to do that with prosthetics, so it kind of caught Weston's attention and saw that I can still, hunt and hike and do crazy things, and just suggested that maybe I should come down to Texas and hunt down there. And so I took him up on it, and late last year, around December, made a trip down there and went on my first whitetail hunt. They don't have whitetail in Utah.
Mm-hmm. So, going into this, did you have any expectations of the trip, or were they exceeded? Kind of tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, I figured we'd have a good time and see some deer and get a chance to be out in the woods, so to speak. But it's a hunt. And when you think of hunting, at least when I think of hunting, I don't think of I'm going to go out and kill something, although that is the end goal. It's all about the experience. And so my expectations really was that we were just going to go down there and have a good time and a chance to meet new people and see some new country and hopefully something might happen where I could shoot something. But that definitely exceeded my expectations going down there. We saw some amazing ranches and saw some amazing animals. And when I thought maybe get an opportunity to shoot a deer, I wasn't thinking it would be too big, but it ended up being one of the largest deer I have ever seen. And so it was a pretty cool surprise given by the guy that runs it, TJ, his cousin. And when he showed me the deer from a distance through the binoculars, I was pretty pretty pumped, so to speak. I had buck fever. I was getting shaken and getting nervous, all that good stuff in a hunt, and yeah, it was definitely exceeded my expectations.
That's good. And so, during how many days were you here?
Not very long. It was kind of, with work towards the end of the year around the holidays. I was kind of limited on how many days. I wish I was a bit longer just to get that, more acclimated with the area, what the ranch was like, and just to get to know the guys more. I just had too much fun. But I was just there for about 3 days.
Okay. And so, had you ever been to Texas before or no?
Yeah. For work, I've been to Houston.
Okay.
And Dallas, but not southern Texas, like around San Antonio, that kind of stuff.
And so, when you were on the trip with the guys, you said y'all just had a whole bunch of fun. Did y'all just go hunting, or did y'all just kind of chill at the house on the ranch, some and just get to know each other? Just had a good old time.
Yeah. He first took me up and we went to dinner. Where I got to meet everybody there. And then we went to the ranch and saw TJ's trophy room and hung out in the garage. And we got to ride these e-bikes, and he had a little basketball hoop. We shot some hoops and kind of, go back and talk, hear different stories. And, TJ's just had a plethora of animals and success. But he knew each one, so I had to pick his brain on, each story and where he, one in Africa and stuff like that. So I did that. That was probably a cool introduction to meet them, get to know them, kind of what they like to talk about, and just sometimes we just goofy guys like to goof around, and it was just kind of a cool camaraderie at that point. And then the next morning, we had a plan to do more of an afternoon evening hunt, given where we felt like this deer was going to be. And so prior to then, we went and got a tag and went fishing. Actually, had some time to go bass fishing, and that was kind of nice to set the tone as far as the outdoors, what Texas was offering, and so forth. We did that, and then that afternoon was the hunt.
Okay. And so, let's see. So, for the organization itself, since you were kind of one of the first people, even kind of before it was up and running, what do you think about their organization?
I think it's an awesome idea. I mean, you hear different things, like Wounded Warriors and Wishes for Warriors, which are all great programs, and but something like this, where it's not, it's for everybody, including, veterans, and I think, when you think of somebody, even myself, where you've had struggles and you're frustrated with different things with prosthetics or just your daily routine, sometimes, it's not every day is a good day, but when you're doing something like hunting or something exciting, that can be, there's not very often that you're thinking about some of your woes and your struggles, and I think it just, disabled outdoorsman gets people out of that element and negativity and puts them in a position where they can do some things they love, and sometimes it's things that they have always loved and got into, or sometimes it might be something that they're never done before, and introduce them to something new. But either way, it's an opportunity that to get out there where they may not have had that before, and it also is just it could be a life-changing experience for them, and when you place those kind of seeds and impact people's lives in a positive way, it can have a ripple effect in where that individual can, impact somebody else. And so just planting these seeds, changing one person each, at a time, is one way to disabled outdoorsmen can make an impact.
And what would you say your favorite memory from the trip was?
All of it.
All of it?
That's a hard one. Yeah, it was so fast. Like I said, it was like the only regret I had was that I wish I was there a little longer just to absorb it in. It was jam packed full of fun.
That's good.
I have hunted, and it's honestly probably the biggest deer I've ever killed. And that is exciting, and its success is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me, getting to know the boys, to get to know them individually, and Weston, finally getting that initial, moment where I haven't, never met them. It's only been through social media and over the phone, but that was always good. But I think I really enjoyed getting to know TJ. He's got his own set of disability, and getting to know him, to see, here's a guy that I would say he's got more of a struggle or more of a routine he has to do to get around than I do, and yet he's got such a positive look at things, and I try to stay positive every day, and it's just a reminder that, hey, I could have it worse and still be happy like TJ. And so I think that was probably the best, is just to get to know him and to see him do what he does, and the impact he makes on everybody around him. And that an individual like that it's not, you don't see that too often, and you just kind of saw that right from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to me.